Howdy home buyers, Scott Perriman with the Porter Group. We are working through our buying process seminar and we're currently in our phase 3, which is the pause phase of the 4 Ps. This is our due diligence period. Today's advice is all about property surveys and when should you get a property survey. The quickest answer is not usually. And that is me telling you to kind of waive some of your due diligence rights under a contract. So please let me clarify. So in today's era, most of our real estate transactions are going to occur in platted subdivisions where the subdivision was planned from the outset, a survey was done, a plat of land was created, and that's been recorded with our county assessor, and those documents are very easily accessible digitally online from our county assessor's office. So we don't necessarily need to pay for a property survey because all of that information is available to us online. Now, having said that, there are absolutely some situations where it's probably a good idea to go ahead and get that property survey done while you're under contract. Let's talk about a few of those. I think if you are buying in a new construction community, then you can bet that that HOA is going to require that you get a boundary survey done if you intend to build a fence. So probably a good idea in that 6-month construction process to go ahead and get your boundary lines marked so that you can go ahead and make your proposal to the HOA of where you would like to put your fence. That's a good time to get a property survey. Just a boundary survey is all you would need there. Another one that's a little more industry specific would be an elevation certificate. So in some of our older neighborhoods, we've got those stormwater drains in the backyards, literally on the back property line. Well, that might appear online as though the house and the property are in a flood zone because there's that municipal easement in the backyard. However, if you can get a flood elevation certificate done by a licensed surveyor, then you can show that, yeah, despite this stormwater runoff in the backyard, the property is actually set, the house and the structure is actually set at an elevation that it is not at a flood risk, and therefore I, the buyer, should not have to pay unnecessarily for flood insurance. So a elevation certificate is probably a good idea, especially if you've got that unique circumstance there in the backyard. And then finally, if you had plans for this property, maybe you were going to build a pool in the backyard. Well, you probably need to go ahead and get an Alta land survey done because let's imagine you've got overhead utilities, okay? Anything that's underneath that is going to be subject to that utility easement. So that might affect your ability to do that pool sometime in the future. Or maybe you want to just build a shed or like a detached garage for a shop. Well, it's probably a good idea then to go ahead and get the full Alta land survey done. That way you know, what is my property? What are my setbacks? What are the utility easements and restrictions? And then of course there may be some other just strange circumstances where a property survey is a good idea. Imagine a driveway that splits to go to 2 houses. Probably a good idea to make sure that that easement and encroachment is documented well. And the only way to do that is to get that Alta land survey done. Of course, unless the sellers have already done that and can provide you with that information. So, full circle, when should you get a property survey done? Not typically, however, in certain instances, it's a good idea to go ahead and get one done. If y'all have any more questions, obviously you know you can count on the Porter Group to provide you with good advice, refer you to great property surveyors, and make sure that you know all of your options, your rights, and restrictions before you close on that house. Y'all have a great day. See you around.